Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another beer review. It is that time. It is the one and only Exponential Hoppiness from the Alpine Beer Company in Alpine, California. One of my favorite breweries in San Diego. This is a 11% triple IPA, they call it. Some people would call it an Imperial IPA. They call it a triple IPA. And you can see here, drink Alpine or go to bed, brewed and bottled. Come on, focus, you son of a bitch. Come on. There we go. Brewed and bottled by Alpine Beer Company in Alpine, California. We had the talk during the Green Flash Nelson video that I did, which got a kind of a weird reaction. But the bottles that you guys see in the store from Alpine are brewed at Green Flash. It'll say on the label, brewed by Alpine Beer Company in San Diego, California. That's the Green Flash location. So just to clear it up, I actually had a recent bottle, a batch of Nelson that they brewed at Green Flash, and I had it during Christmas, and it was actually a lot better than the first batch that they did. So it's getting closer. I also heard that they're going to start brewing Nelson again in Alpine. So I don't know if that's the case or not, just something I had heard. That would be awesome if that was the case. But the last I had heard, Alpine was having problems with their bottling system. So that was the reason why Pure Hoppiness, Happy Birthday, Nelson, Duet, all those beers that have been bottled were getting bottled and brewed at Green Flash because they couldn't do it at Alpine. So apparently they got things figured out because they just did the release of Exponential Hoppiness, and these are the old Alpine bottles. You can see this is not a Green Flash bottle. So these are the old Alpine bottles that we all know and love, and it was brewed and bottled there. So they just did this release on December 20th. So time of recording, this beer is 9 days old, and they just announced today on their Facebook page, Southern California people, they're doing another Expo release on Sunday, January 3rd at noon. So if you're around, I would go down there early. They just did this release, and they did a release of Great, which is their barrel-aged barley wine, and I heard that release was a shit show because there was line cutting going on and all kinds of issues. So for me, for my money, brown paper tickets really is the only way to do bottle releases. I don't know if I was talking to my brother-in-law about going down there. I don't know if I'm going to, but I might go down on Sunday to get some more bottles of this. But super, super stoked to check this one out again. I got to thank my buddy Rob for hooking this up. I reviewed this last year. It was actually my 13th beer review on this channel, and I went to go back and watch that video today to kind of see and remember what this beer was the last time I had it last year, since I'm doing this one this year, and that beer review was hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie. It was when I was still kind of camera shy and not really sure of what I was doing, talking to myself. I was kind of weirded out about it, and that video sucked. So didn't watch it. I got through a couple minutes of it, and I'm like, this is terrible. So I'm a lot more comfortable these days. I'm sure these reviews still are terrible and suck, but at least I don't feel, I don't know, I was watching that, I'm like, I felt awkward watching myself because I could tell I was uncomfortable. So whatever. I remember loving this beer. I think I gave it an A+ back then, and we had Peril last night from Lawson's. If you didn't check that video out, I'll leave a link in the description of this video. It was a triple IPA, and it blew me away. So I had said that it was easily in the top 3 triple IPAs that I'd ever had. One being Exponential Hoppiness, the other being Russian River's Pliny the Younger, and then Lawson's Peril. So I'm hoping this is still awesome. From the side of the bottle, it just says that it's a monster triple IPA, multiple kettle hop additions, and then the giant hop back. They do 2 dry hopping sessions, and then they finish it off with a couple body bag size hop sacks full of hop flowers and oak chips. And then it ages and mellows out, disguising the alcohol, but still gives you a crazy hoppy and a truly enjoyable beer. So I am hoping that that's the case. We're using the whale bottle opener tonight because this is a West Coast whale, I think, for hoppy beer. So I think we've covered everything. And there was a huge hiss on that bottle. This has been sitting out for about 40 minutes. I got this beer at work today and had it in the fridge, and then it took me about 45 minutes to get home. So it's not ice cold. But yeah, it's probably, I don't know, 50, 55-ish degrees. So yeah, let's check it out. Yeah, it looks like an Alpine West Coast IPA. It is, there actually might be a little bit of a chill haze still on there still, but this is a hazy, like, I don't know, golden, like straw color. There's a, I don't know if that's the oak chips. There's some sediment in there, but killer carbonation. It looks way dark on camera. It looks super malty, but it's not. It is like an awesome, like I said, there's a chill haze, but it's like a bright yellow, kind of a straw color. Super tons and tons of carbonation. Super bright white head. There's about a finger with that pour. Just tightly packed white bubbles. It's like just frothy, foamy, creamy, like pillowy looking head, but it looks killer in the glass. That is what a West Coast Imperial IPA. I mean, that's typical classic West Coast. So swirling this around 11%. There's alcohol legs, 4 days on that glass. So yeah, Peril is fresh in my mind. I had it last night, so really, really looking forward to see how this compares to that one. So I can smell that from here. Let's go ahead and shove our nose in it. Yeah, that's, man, it's like oily, resinous hops. It's citrus. There's grapefruit. There is a sweet malt. I don't know. People say malt backbone. There's a sweet like malt backbone underneath those hops, but 11.1%, I think. No booze on the nose at all. And this head is not going away at all, which is kind of crazy at 11%. But yeah, there's like an earthy, like grassy, I don't know if that's the oak chips that they use, but it's like an earthy, I don't want to say woody, but it's like an earthy kind of grassy note that's in there. But yeah, it's grapefruit, it's candied grapefruit, it's oranges. Definitely does not smell like the juice bomb that Peril smelled like last night. But this is just in-your-face hops. It is. It's like hop resins, hop oils, grapefruit, oranges, tangerines. And then you're getting like that earthy kind of woody thing. And like I said, like a nice sweet, like kind of, you know, malty backbone. So yeah, let's go and dig in, Rob. Thank you, sir. Cheers. It's a little bit sweeter than I remember. Definitely the West Coast style and an Imperial IPA. It is definitely, there's a sweet malt presence in there. And it's not as like crazy in your face hoppy as I remember. The hops are there. Awesome amount of, like, it's just a nice pop of citrus. But it isn't like crazy West Coast hoppy that I think I remember it being last time. And maybe it's just all the beers that I've drank over the past year. I mean, we're almost to like 1,300 check-in, like different beers on Untappd, so it might just be my palate changing. But this isn't crazy like dank and bitter. Like I said, it's citrus, it's oranges, tangerines, grapefruit peel, grapefruit pith. The bitterness is there. It just kind of sits on your tongue for a second and then falls off. Really, really dry finish. Like I said, you're getting that sweet bready maltiness on the back end. It finishes sweet. This is much sweeter than Peril was last night, and not like a juice bomb like that beer was, but really, really easy drinking for 11%. Super, super easy drinking. Like I said, there's no booze on the nose, and you're not tasting, like, it's not like fusel alcohol, but you're getting sweet malts. Definitely less balanced than Peril was last night, but it's got the same kind of dry finish that I like. The bitterness is there for a second, falls off your palate, leaves your mouth really, really dry, and it's like that kind of dank grapefruit peel pithy thing. It's like a woody kind of a taste, but I don't think it's like, it might be the oak chips that I'm tasting that they age it on. But it's not like oakiness like you get from like barrel-aged beers. You'll get like a woody kind of oakiness thing. The best way to describe it's like earthy. Almost like dirty, if that makes sense. Grassy, grainy. Yeah, still a killer beer. It would have been fun to do this side by side with Peril, but that beer's still really, really fresh in my mind. This isn't, you can tell one's a total West Coast beer and one's a total East Coast beer. So this one's more of a dank, resinous grapefruit, maltier West Coast, kind of a beer, while the other one's a juicy, tropical, fruity, crazy East Coast juice bomb of beer. So it's all, I think, just depends on what you like. It depends on your taste. So this is still an A+ beer for me, but it's not it's not as good to me as the Lawson's beer was. I mean, still amazing. Still one of Alpine's best beers. I still think I'm a Nelson homer. Nelson and Pure Hoppiness for me are just, as far as, I mean, and then you have your one-offs. We did High Kicks. We did Bad Boy. No, did we have yeah, was it Bad Boy? I think it was Bad Boy. I have like Babyface and all those other beers in my head right now. But yeah, this is awesome stuff. This isn't on the level for me though as Peril was. It's just a lot sweeter, a lot, it's that West Coast kind of malty, hoppy thing. So as far as a grade, I'm going to go 98 on this one. Still an A+ beer, still a world class, one of the best triple IPAs that are out there. I still would put my, my three favorites as, Expo, Peril, Pliny the Younger. I had mentioned in a comment yesterday that I forgot Knee Deep makes Simtra and they make Hopperillo. So West Coast people who, if you can get your hands on those when they're fresh, those are awesome beers. East Coast guys, other halves, All Green Everything is 10.5%, which was a good beer, but I still think the three for me, my three favorites are Exponential Hoppiness, Peril, and Pliny the Younger. Pliny the Younger, unfortunately, is not a bottle release, so whatever. It'd be this and Peril for me for the ones that you can get for bottle. So yeah, guys in Southern California, if you're interested in getting this, they're having a release on Sunday, so try and check that out. Go down to the brewery. I think it's 4 bottle maximum. So yeah, good stuff. Rob, thanks for sharing this. If you've had Exponential Hoppiness from Alpine, let me know what you think. And out of here, guys. As always, thanks so much for watching. Thank you for the likes. Thanks for the comments. Thank you to the new subscribers. I feel like there's been a lot of cool new subscribers and a lot of fun conversation lately. So keep it coming. It's fun to talk to you guys about beer. So I'm out of here, guys. Cheers.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the views so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.